Hey there everybody and welcome back. For those of you that are looking to build a basic website, whether it's to showcase a portfolio, some pictures, content, etc., but you don't want to learn to code and you're trying to do this as cheaply as possible, stay tuned. I'm covering the basics in today's video. Now before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the channel for new content. Okay, so jumping straight in, we have Hostinger pulled up on the left-hand side. I'll have a link in the description, which is my affiliate link. I do benefit from you purchasing. I'll usually get a portion of the amount paid, but you should, in most cases, be getting a discount. You can double-check the link to confirm, but you can use any online hosting that you need. So there are different platforms you can host this file. Basically, we're going to end up with an HTML file, but you won't need to know code, and the reason is we're using ChatGPT. So I'm going to walk you through the basics very, very quickly. This is our file management system. So when you sign up for a website online, you should get access to a file management system like this that has a public HTML folder. In this will typically be empty or maybe one or two files. Basically, these are subdomains. You don't need to worry about those. These are apps that I've built separately. All you need to know is when I go to codelessfix.app, nothing happens because there's no file here. Your home page is typically a file called index.html, and that's what we're going to be building today. Now you can host this on your local machine just by opening the file. Essentially, it's not really hosting, it's just being stored, or we can build it and host it online. So let's get started. I want a project app that shows these three projects. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, write me HTML code for a website that showcases my portfolio. This will have three projects, and I want there to be animations when the page loads, and we'll just say colorful content. Or you can kind of word this however you want, but the idea is we want it to look modern. We don't just want a standard black and white page that looks like a piece of paper with writing. So we want colorful elements to make it look modern. And then we'll hit Shift-Enter. So we'll say project image 1, and then we'll say project image 2, and then project image 3. And then up here we'll say I'll list the images below that need to be, we'll go with 200 by 200 pixels. And we're going to grab image 1. The image 1 is going to go here, and then we'll specify some additional stuff in a second. We'll grab image 2. And then we will grab image 3. And then we'll say below the, I will describe each project below the list of images below. So we're going to scroll down and hit enter. So we'll put project 1 is a ticket management app. Project 2 is a simple sharing app. Project 3 is an app for codelessfix.com. So now we're going to send this off and see what happens, but you'll see everything listed here. So we have our images and then the different project types. So you won't need to know any HTML code for this whatsoever. You'll see it's typing out everything for us. You can kind of get bits and pieces together. For example, fade in, you'll see that's the animation. And then you'll see we have our ticket management app. Now, I've noticed sometimes ChatGPT doesn't always finish the code. And it looks like right here is a perfect example of that. It looks like it just kind of got hung up. So what we're going to do is copy this code, and I'm going to show you how to get started with this. We will kind of go ahead and work with what we have for now. So we're going to save it. We're using Notepad++, but you can use Notepad as well. As previously mentioned, we're going to call it index.html, and we'll save it to the desktop. So if I slide this over a bit, you'll see this just appeared. And when we open it, we have a pretty decent looking site. So when we click View Project, nothing happens because the code is not finished, but this is a pretty solid looking start. So before we go to get it hosted, we're going to go back to ChatGPT and say the above code is not finished. Please complete it. And then basically we'll just wait for everything to load. It's just going to take a couple of moments. And sometimes when it gets stuck at a certain point, you can copy where it got stuck and paste it in and say, please finish from this point or this part. And often it will be able to kind of pick up where it left off or restart writing the code completely. So you'll see it looks like it got hung up again, unfortunately, but it does look like it made it a little bit further, so we can kind of troubleshoot this one together. So I'm going to copy this code so we at least have something. And then we're going to say right here, the above code is not finished. Please complete the code starting from, and then we'll paste in the code. And obviously make sure that you spelled everything correctly. Unfortunately, it seems to struggle with that part a little bit because it doesn't pick up where it left off. So what you really just need to do is figure out if you can word it in a way that helps ChatGPT understand, okay, we need to pick it up. I don't need the entire code. So again, we'll just see if it can get it right this time around. If not, we will try to reword our request and get it to actually complete. So what we're going to do is say the above code is not complete. Please do not send all of the code, only send what comes after the following. And then we'll hit Shift Enter and paste in this part. And then you'll see it's going to provide the completion. So now that we've specified a little bit more, and you'll see some additional details. So now we're going to pick up right where we left off and see if this is fully functional code now. So since we've already saved this, we can actually click refresh, and you can see we now have a fully functional website. Now, clicking View Project doesn't actually do anything because this is kind of assuming that we're linking to that actual web page. So we have everything that we need. Now we just need to double check. You'll see we have the fade in effect here. So everything's looking pretty good. So all we need to do now is say that looks good. Now, and then instead of asking it to retype the code, we can say, what can I add to change the background color of the entire page to light blue? And we'll hit send. And you'll see it says add it to the body tag. In the above, and you'll see you have some details. If you feel comfortable doing this, you can look into it yourself. So it's saying body tag. So as you're scrolling through, you can see that we have the body section here. So let's ask it a question. From the perspective of not knowing any code whatsoever, we can say, please show me where to add this. Now, I'm not super confident that it's going to be able to finish this code completely, but you will be able to see exactly where it is finishing off. So you'll see we have, when we scroll through, we have the top and it shows my portfolio, and then you'll see it says body, and it's showing style right here. So it's kind of matching it up exactly. So we have the background color and some additional information. So you'll have your font. So you should be able to paste this in if you want. But in this case, I don't really want to. So you'll see we have background color light blue. So what we can do is we can try this instead. You'll see right here we have background color. So let's just type in light blue. And we'll click save. And we'll go here. And it worked. So in this case, this is a situation where you can work with ChatGPT to figure out exactly what to copy and paste over, but you don't want to lose some of the other content. So now we have a very, very basic app or website. So what we can do is we're going to go over to Hostinger where we have this stored, drop the index.html, and we'll expand this because we don't need the editor anymore. So now that this index page is here, when we go to the actual codelessfix.app, when we refresh the page, we now have our portfolio website. So you'll see we have the ability to click View Project, which isn't actually taking us anywhere. It's just taking us to codelessfix.app/ and then that number sign. So when you're scrolling through, again, if you don't want to learn code at all, you can ask ChatGPT on how to finish different things, but you'll see for example, we can look through this and say, okay, this is the project link here, and it says view project. So we could ask ChatGPT, how do we set this up to link these to specific web pages or build me a page for each project? But for now, we're just making a single website and it's actually working and it's hosted online. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or ideas for other videos to make, drop them in the comment box below or check us out over at codelessfix.com and careerbuilderhq.com. But I'll see you all in the next video.